Here I am with the guys
Yep.
from Nvision, Kevin and Alex. And Alex, we're going to start with you. Tell me, since we last talked on the show, what Nvision has been up to.
Okay, so obviously things are a little bit different since the last time I was on the show. I was a rapper. Um, I think that if anyone really looked in closely at my music, they could see that at some point in time, a progression into rock was going to happen. And honestly, I started looking for a drummer to make my live shows better. And then Nate from Jupiter Pilot reached out to me and said he wanted to join on. And he was so passionate about the brand, before we even got to our latest release, that I was like, okay, this is the time for me to step back and say, this isn't about me. It's about a bigger picture. And I really chose to take a step back and say, I'm no longer Envision, but a part of something that's bigger than just myself. And so that's kind of where me and Nate started. And then we started working on developing some music. And I linked up with a new producer that I've been working with since then called his name is Zach Keel. He's the guitarist from Hollow City, which is another local band that they play out of New Orleans a lot. He does a lot of phenomenal work out in Hammond, Louisiana, where his studio is. We developed She Said together. Me and Nate started looking for other musicians. We found Kevin, and then we also have Austin, who actually has done some work on me in the past, but we all kind of came together into where we're at now.
Awesome. So, Kevin, you and I were talking just a minute ago on how you and Alex know each other. So, what brought you back into music with Alex?
You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Well, yeah, so I was talking about, I met Alex through my girlfriend, Allison. It's one of her best friends ever. I've been on music for a while. I had a couple of good projects back mid 2000s or so, kind of went defunct. A member here or there, missing pieces and just couldn't find it. Kind of was a mercenary guitarist, I guess, just helping out on projects, friends, and I was out of it for a while. I mean, just been playing on a nylon string acoustic. And, Alex wrote this song. When I heard it, just the message was so powerful and meant so much to me. And just, I loved his passion and his storytelling and how it's based in truth. And I immediately wanted to be involved with it. So, I knew he was looking for a guitarist. I asked him, if he'd be interested in giving me a try, thinking that, I might just get some kind of excuse like, oh, we're already looking into this guy or not. But he was, no, man, like, he was pretty excited about it. And I got excited about it. Started talking, and pretty much that's the history of it. Now here I am. Got me a whole new rig, bought a bunch of new equipment for this project, and I'm super excited to be back in music. And I'm a little rusty, but I'm shaking it off, and I think everything's going to happen pretty quickly. Those training wheels will come off pretty fast once I get into the groove of things again.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm really thankful to be part of this.
Awesome. Well, Alex, I do know that, of course, dealing with the whole COVID-19 and everything, unfortunately, you had actually had a gig at South by Southwest.
That's correct.
And unfortunately, that got canceled. But from what I understand, you got some shows coming up, including one in Oklahoma. Let's talk a little bit about that stuff. Hopefully, all of that holds true for you. But talk a little bit about those.
All right. So actually, we actually have a small pocket of fans from my older stuff and into our newer stuff in Oklahoma. Probably one of the biggest fans we got is out there. She's super excited to have us come out there. But it's actually at a church called The River in Ada, Oklahoma. And so we'll be out there just, providing a positive influence. I actually used to be a youth minister once upon a time. And so I'll actually probably be giving a short little word, and but also just rocking out and having a good time for the guys out there. you know, some of the things that we're trying to do in light of COVID-19 is we're actually going to be taking thermal temperature readings at the door. Everyone's going to be required to have a mask to get in, and you know, we're going to encourage social distancing, of course, within the auditorium, as well as highlight it from the stage, you know, to tell people like, look, this isn't like a pre-COVID concert. Like, we want to make sure that people are staying safe first and foremost above everything else.
Gotcha. You plan on selling any of those Nvision masks outside the door? So if anybody doesn't have any, they can get one coming in.
Yeah, actually, Nate ordered some more of them, and we're working on putting some more of those together. So that way, yeah, if you don't have a mask, hey, you can buy one from us.
I hear you. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of things. New song, new video, She Said. Tell us the story behind She Said. Tell us the meaning behind She Said, and tell us a little bit of story of the video before we go into it here.
Okay, so She Said is a true story, and basically what happened was I was actually in the studio working on No Tears, which is what I was on here for about before, and one of my close friends was out on a date, and I didn't think much of it until she called me crying hysterically and saying, "Where are you at? I'm coming to you." And she drove like an hour straight into the studio where I was at. I held her in my arms on the roof of the studio for about 45 minutes. And then I let her crash at my place that weekend, made sure she was okay and feeling safe. And I helped her get through that time, and made sure that she was able to like mentally rehabilitate and be able to trust again and those kind of things. And in doing that and being there for her, I really like felt the pain that she was going through. Like, I could never understand because I wasn't in that situation and it didn't happen to me. But like I did feel the emotions that she was feeling, and it really hit me heavy the next day at work. And I actually just kind of took a moment to myself at work and like broke down and started crying from the emotions that I was feeling. And I just started writing, and I actually wrote the first draft of the song in about 10 minutes straight from the emotions that I was feeling from that. Later, of course, I talked to her and told her that I wrote a song and made sure that it would be okay to like use that story to help other people. Now she's doing great. She's in a healthy relationship, and has moved past that. You know, of course, it's still a painful memory, but she's doing a lot better, and just is super stoked and excited that we're doing this music and this video to not only share the story that happened to her and give her a voice, but also be a voice for so many other people that have been through sexual assault.
I agree. It's a very, very powerful message, a very, very powerful subject as well. And I'm glad that you guys are bringing light to the subject through this. And 20% of the royalties on it, or the proceeds on it, are going to where?
Yeah, so we're actually giving 10% of the proceeds to. No, it is 20. It's just okay. We're giving 10% to Zoe Healing Center, which is a Christian-based organization out in Oklahoma, and then we're giving another 10% to a local thing here in Mississippi called The Bridge.
Okay.
It's the Mississippi Center for Violence Prevention and the Bridge Network. They're doing a lot of things. Like, they actually have like prevention programs. They have rehabilitation program for actual perpetrators. They also have counseling, and they actually also help get victims of human trafficking off the streets and help them, you know, get away from their attackers and hopefully integrate back into society at a healthy level and things like that. Like, they just do so many awesome things. And so like we're divvying up when we get into actually, you know, bringing money in for this, we're going to be donating towards them.
Awesome. So tell us where anybody who wants to look for Nvision, where they can find you on your social media platforms.
Okay. So we try to keep it really simple. So we're actually Nvision 228 across all social media. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And I know we're about to talk about this new music video that I don't know where it's going to be at whenever this premieres, but we're at 13,000 views on Facebook right now.
Very cool.
And I know we just released this video. We actually have a new single out, not out, but it's done. Like I have it, it's ready to release, but we're not going to let it go until we get our Instagram at 1,000 likes. So
I saw that.
if you're gonna,
that's a
so
good.
if you're,
That's a good plan right there. So go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say that, so if they like She Said and they want to hear more, they need to go like that Instagram page.
Awesome. All right. Well, I mean, we've gotten to that point, and Kevin, I want to tell you thank you for joining us.
Yeah, sorry about my connection issues.
It's all good. This is the life we live right now. So
Right.
it is what it is. But we're gonna roll into She Said, and Alex, I'm gonna let you intro it, and we're gonna play the new video right now.
Okay, sounds
You
good.
intro it.
Oh, so
Yeah.
like I'm out. Okay, cool. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. I'm Alex. This is Nvision, and you're watching She Said.